Okay, so it's currently like 8 o'clock at night, so the lighting may not be the best, but we're gonna work with what we have because I am bringing you my PM skincare routine. The last video that I uploaded was my AM skincare routine, so if you haven't seen that, I will put it up in a card so you can go back and check that out. Because of that video, I skipped a couple of steps that I'm not going to show on camera today because they are identical to the ones that I did in that video. And those are my cleansers and stuff. So when I have a full face of makeup on, I always double cleanse, which means I use some kind of cleanser to remove the makeup, and then I will go in with an actual cleanser to cleanse my face. I love the MAC Cleanse Off Oil. That has always been a favorite of mine. I've gone through multiple bottles of this. I will either use this, or if I want something a little more hydrating and thick and just like rich, especially when my skin is a little bit drier, I will use the Beauty Counter Cleansing Balm. This is the big holiday edition, so they don't normally come this big, but I left it downstairs, and so I pulled this out just to show you what it looks like. These are the two products that I will use the most to take off my makeup. And again, it just depends on how my skin is feeling as to which one I choose, but I will link both of them. And then I cleansed my skin with the same Ebates Milky Lotion Cleanser, but I will try to remember to link all of my favorite cleansers like I did in the last video. And then I went in with my waterproof eye makeup remover from Sephora. Again, this is something that I have gone through multiple bottles of. This is my favorite eye makeup remover. It's a biphase, as you can see. You shake it up and put it on a cotton pad, and it takes all of my mascara off. I am not the type of person that is able to get all of my mascara off with my cleansing oil or cleansing balm, because I put like 4 or 5 layers of primers and mascaras on every day. And so I can't just go in and have it come off with my first cleanse. I have to go back in with something, and this is what I choose to use. And then tonight I actually use the Beauty Counter Counter Control Instant Matte Toner because I have a hormonal breakout coming up right here, and I just wanted to kind of nip in the bud before it got any bigger than it is. I will also link the Revision Soothing Facial Rinse because these are the two that I use the most. So let's go ahead and get started on the rest of my nighttime routine. I will say I had, not many, but a couple of comments on my last one saying that it was excessive, that nobody has enough money to buy that kind of skincare. Well, obviously somebody does, because I have bought all of these products. I've bought all of my AM products, and I will say in this video, just like I did in my AM, that this is what works for me. That's why it's my routine. If you want to do 2 steps, and if you want to use drugstore products, go for it. Like, that's your decision. It's your prerogative. It's your skin. But this is what I choose to do for me. It's what works best for me. I'm able to do it. And as long as I am able to do it, I will continue to. Skincare is just as much a passion of mine as makeup, and I have just as much fun doing my skincare routine as I do putting on my makeup. So I am just here to show you what I do for my skin. And if you're new, I'm 39 years old. I have normal to sometimes dry skin. Most of the time it's pretty normal. And these are the products that I use. So I will go ahead and talk about 2 masks that I use. I do the mask in between cleansing and toning. So I did not do a mask today, but I will tell you the 2 that have been my favorite lately. And I do them probably, I probably do masks like maybe 3 nights a week, 4 nights if I'm, feeling a little extra excessive. But my 2 favorite are the May Lindstrom Skin, and this is the Problem Solver Mask. This is actually a powder, so I don't know if you can see. You mix almost equal parts. You put like a teaspoon of powder and put a little scant teaspoon of water, mix it up, and it becomes this really gritty mousse texture. And then you rub it all over your face. You leave it on for like 20 or 30 minutes, or as long as you want to. It does dry down a little bit. It's not as tight as some other masks that I have used before, but it does have like a dry down. And then as you rinse it off, you rub it so it physically exfoliates, and it also chemically exfoliates because it has, I feel like it's some kind of exfoliating clays in it. I think that's right, and some spices. It is warming, it is tingling for a little bit, but that does die down. This one, and then the Leilani Mermaid Mask. I've talked about this before. This is superfood for your skin, and it is a very dark green spirulina based superfood mask. I will take some out with a spatula, mix it up with a little bit of water to emulsify in my hands, put it on. It smells really good.
Smells good.
Yeah. And leave it on for like 10 or 15 minutes, rinse off, and nothing makes my skin smoother than this. There's something about it is so smooth. So these are the two masks that I will use if I'm doing a mask step. Okay, so the next step is the first step in my routine every night, no matter what I'm doing after, and that's the Beauty Counter Countertime Tripeptide Radiance Serum. So this has a tripeptide complex, and it also has the Ret Natural complex in it, which is a mixture of Swiss Alpine Rose and bakuchiol, which is like a plant-based type of combination that gives you the same results as retinol without the side effects. So I will take a pump of that after I spritz with my mist. And just one pump is all you need of this. And I will apply that all over my face and my neck. This is, I had somebody ask me on my other channel if this was sticky. I don't find it sticky at all. I've never applied it without misting first, but I don't think that's going to make that big of a difference. But it sinks in really well, and I put so many products on top of it that it's not really ever been an issue. But that's the Tripeptide Radiant Serum. Okay, and then I will either go straight in with the third product I'm going to use, or I will use an exfoliator, a chemical exfoliator. I have dialed down a little bit. I only use an exfoliant 3 times a week versus like the 4 to 5 that I was using before, because I was over exfoliating my face. So I've dialed that down a little bit, and I will rotate between 2 products. The first is the Ordinary Lactic Acid 10% plus HA. This is a product that I have only been using for, I don't know, a couple months now. I like it. Lactic acid is going to be the best if you have sensitive skin. So because I was over exfoliating, I wanted to use something that was good for sensitive skin. So I'll rotate between that and then the Beauty Counter Overnight Resurfacing Peel, which is actually a mixture of 15 acids. It has the glycolic, it has lactic, it has malic, it has mandelic, it has lots of good for you acids. So I will rotate between the 2. Last time I used it, I used the Ordinary. So I'm going to use this tonight. I will spray again, and I will use about 1.5 pumps of that and put it all over my face and my neck. Again, this sinks in really well. I don't go underneath my eyes with this, but I have loved this. This is actually the older packaging. They have since redone the packaging to be in this pretty like gray, but I still have about half of the bottle of this to work through before I start on my other one. Okay, so now this is kind of an extra step that I have been adding only since I have had this sample. So I don't have the full size. I don't know when I plan on buying the full size, but if I'm going to be truthful, I'm going to have to tell you that I've been using this. This is the Is Clinical Pro Heal Serum. So this is a vitamin C based serum. This is an L-absorbic acid, which I had mentioned in my AM that I've been using for the longest time, the tetrahexacyl exorbate form of vitamin C. And I have not typically done vitamin C twice a day, but when I got this sample, I decided to, because I've seen a lot of other skincare people talk about how they do it twice a day. A lot of the vitamin C's will say use AM and PM. And I thought, you know, let's just like make my skin think a little bit, change it up a little bit, and give it a different form. So again, I've just been using this since I've got the sample. It's lasted a ton of time. Spritzing. This is actually the Beauty Counter mist. It's whatever I can put my hands on. And I will put a few drops of this serum on. And I've actually really liked it. Now, on the nights that I don't do my exfoliating step, I will just do the Beauty Counter Tripeptide Radiance Serum with the vitamin C. Okay, so now I will do eye cream. I have been changing it up a little bit the past like week or so, and I've been using this little sample of the, what is it? The Truth Treatments Transdermal Sea Balm, because I saw a post that Truth Treatments did on their Instagram about how awesome this is for underneath your eyes, and I have gone through an entire tub, but I had this little sample. So I've been doing that, but let me show you what I have been doing before I started using that. I would mix between the Beautycounter Countertime Ultra Renewal Eye Cream or the First Aid Beauty Retinol Eye Cream. You can see I'm almost out of this. I've talked about how much I love this before. This is one of my favorite, like, over-the-counter eye creams, I guess you would say. So, I don't know. I used this one last night, so let's use this. This is a nice, like, rich cream, so you don't need a ton. Let's pat it under the eye area with your ring finger. Okay, and now we're going to go to the last step, which is moisturizer. I will sometimes go in with an oil and then a moisturizer. I know some people say that oils need to go on last. It's a personal preference. I like to put them on before and then kind of have the moisturizer be something that just kind of like locks it in. But I don't know. I just like to put it on beforehand. But lately I've been mixing the two. Let me do one thing before I do the moisturizer. On the nights, a couple nights a week that I exfoliate, I will use these Sanita's Peptiderm Neck and Chest Peel Pads. I got these from Freeze Co. Beauty, and I ordered them when they came out. They looked interesting. I wanted to try them. There are only 25 pads in here, so I only use 2 a week. So, you know, that'll last me a good amount of time. They're just regular pads. They're really gentle, though. They're really nice and exfoliating. Typically I will do this before I start putting serums down my neck, so do what I say, not as I do type of thing, because I just forgot about this, but I wanted to show this step because I do include it twice a week. Anything that's going to help my little neck wrinkles not get worse. Okay, so I cannot possibly, I don't even know if I'm going to have enough room to link all the oils that I love. I have so many of them. I will run through them very quickly, but again, I will try to link as many as I can. I will for sure link my favorites. So the Leilani Mahina Evening Replenishing Elixir Oil. I say Agent Noir. I think it's supposed to be, you know, much more elegantly said in French than that, but it's the Agent Noir Holy Oil Youth Serum, but it's really an oil. The First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Cannabis and Oat Dry Oil. The Lancer Omega Hydrating Oil. The Herbivore Emerald Cannabis Sativa Hemp Oil. The Beautycounter Balancing Facial Oil. The Herbivore Phoenix Facial Oil. The Herbivore Lapis Facial Oil. The Kjær Weis The Beautiful Oil. Can y'all tell that? Oh no, here's another one. The Josie Marin Skin Dope Argan Oil plus CBD. This is just a sample. Okay, that's it. So it's really just what do I feel like picking up that night. I do feel like some of the oils are better for some things than other things. For instance, if I am having like a breakout, I will reach for the Beautycounter Balancing Oil or the Herbivore Lapis Facial Oil. If I need some extreme hydration, I'll reach for the Lancer Omega Hydrating Oil. And if I had to pick my top 2 favorites out of all the ones that I just talked about, it would be the Beautycounter one and the Lancer one. I feel like I reach for these the most out of all of them. So those are my oils. I'll for sure link those 2. I'll try to link some others if I have the space. I used to just rotate through 2 of them, but I got a new one recently that I want to tell you about. So I will either use the Beautycounter Countertime Tetra Peptide Supreme Cream. People ask me all the time, if I don't want to get the whole collection from Beautycounter of the Countertime, what products do you recommend the most? It is the serum that I just used and this cream. I love those 2 products so much. So this is on heavy rotation. In fact, I just used it last night, so I won't use it this time. I also use the May Lindstrom The Blue Cocoon, which is indeed a very blue balm. It's extremely concentrated. You need a pea-size amount to cover your entire face and neck. This stuff is really good. I sleep really soundly when I use it. Something about it just ensures that I have a great night's sleep. And then the newest one is the Oxygenetics Oxygenating Hydro Matrix Moisturizer. It's a 37% CeraVe complex, attracts oxygen while delivering PCA, HLA, and multi-tocopherols. Oxygenetics Hydro Matrix contains the same breathable second skin formula as the oxygenating foundation, which y'all know I love. Common moisturizers sink into the skin or sit on the surface, which can suffocate your skin. Oxygenetics Hydro Matrix forms a breathable second skin to provide instant hydration while reducing the signs of procedure, because Oxygenetics is really big on making post-procedure products. Their foundation is one of the only ones that I would ever recommend to somebody to put on directly after having a procedure, because it heals your skin as it covers. So I have been using this for, like I said, the past probably 2 weeks. So let's use this tonight. It comes in a pump, and I'm going to mix in the Beauty Counterbalancing Oil because, again, I'm about to start my period and I'm going to have some more breakouts. I already have one on my cheek right now, so I will try to stop those before they start. This is the moisturizer. It's 1 pump of that, and then I will add in probably about 5 to 6 drops of the balancing oil. Mix that in my hand and apply it all over my face and neck. The Oxygenetics one, I will say, sinks in really fast. It's not the most moisturizing moisturizer that I have, but it's very thin. I feel like it would work on all skin types, but if you are super dry, you're gonna want to add an oil in with it. So that is my nighttime skincare routine. I feel like it goes a little bit quicker than my AM. The only thing that I do about 4 nights a week at the very end is apply my Lash Cosmetics Advanced Eyelash Conditioner. And I will just put this right along my lash line, kind of paint it on like a liquid liner. I get asked all the time, are those my real lashes? And they are, and it's because of Lash. Now, I've used this for years. I've tried other ones. I like Lash the best. I used it every single night until I got the results that I wanted, and then once I did, I only use it about 3 to 4 times a week to maintain the results that I got initially. And that seems to work perfect, while also making the product last a little bit longer, because it's not, it's like $100 a little tube. That is my nighttime skincare routine. I know people are going to ask if I still use the Truth Treatments retinol gel. Occasionally I will. I'm not on as much of a weekly type thing as I used to be, but occasionally I'll use this, or I'll put on a pump of the Sanita's Vita-Rich Serum, which has retinol in it. I really like to mix it up, but I wanted to show you the basics of my skincare routine. And I do think that if you're able to buy multiple products, it's good to keep your skin guessing. It's good to change your routine with the seasons. It's good to just switch it up a little bit. So that is my PM skincare routine. The only thing I will do before I go to bed is put some lip balm on and sleep sound, because I'm tired. So thank you all so much for watching. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And as always, I hope y'all all go out and have a very blessed day.